Politicians. Most people don't like them. Let's be honest here. They're usually a little scummy, a little dirty, a little this, a little that. And I don't like politics. But what we can talk about here today is insider trading, which has been something that retail investors have dabbled in. We've talked about it. You know, we've kind of pointed at the fact that there's a major conflict of interest for those in office to be publicly trading stocks that are not indexes or ETFs. The difference here, meaning an individual security, you can take advantage of knowing specific information if you are a politician or you're in a seat in which you receive that sort of information to make very profitable trades and to beat the market exponentially, right? Versus an ETF or an index fund, which is just a compilation of the top companies in the United States, such as the SPY, the S&P 500. You've got the NASDAQ. You've got the Dow. You've got IWM. There's a lot of different ways you can go that route where there is no conflict of interest. Well, today, I want to talk about insider trading because this is something that Unusual Whales talked about very specifically. Here you can see his tweet, right? I've just released a full trading report on politicians in 2021. In short, many beat the market. I think this is a drastic under-exaggeration when you look at Austin Scott compared to the SPY down here. They traded more than ever before, and they made numerous unusually timed trades resulting in huge gains. Read it here. And you can see that Austin Scott, Brian Mast, French Hill, John Curtis, Dan Crenshaw, Nancy Pelosi, actually one of the most talked about politicians, is only fifth on this list, by the way. But there's a drastic number of politicians who beat the S&P 500 or the SPY, which is the index fund of the top 500 companies in the U.S. security stock market, right? If we dive a little bit further, we can click on this link that's attached to the tweet, and you can see here congressional trading in 2021. Congress likes to trade, right? Here's the TLDR. If you'd like to read this, I'll leave a link attached in the description box down below. But the moral of the story is very simple. Congress beat the market. Now, there's sort of two options here, right? Either A, you've got a bunch of people in Congress who are just freaking fundamental geniuses. They know how to dissect companies to the very core. Or perhaps they're technical analysis masters. They understand how a double bottom George W works. They know how to get out of stocks at the exact top. They know all these sort of things, right? That's one option. The second one is they're using insider information that is likely intertwined with the jobs that they are pursuing on a day-to-day basis. Think about this, right? If you are Nancy Pelosi and you get information on, let's say, something like, I don't know, NVIDIA, which is she is infamous for getting the bottom of a massive bull run on before some fantastic news came out. In her shoes, she's exposed to this sort of information on a very regular basis. Oh, but it's not me. It's my husband. It's my husband doing the trading. Well, that is one example of information and advantage and edge that she was granted because of the seat that she was in. In other words, a conflict of interest, right? Total value of assets traded in 2021. You've got 3,500 transactions by 105 members of Congress, which is absolutely disgusting. A lot of these in options contracts, 270 plus of these were options contracts by 6 members. Go down through this list, right? I'm not going to make this a 30-minute video, but nonetheless, it's very obvious that there was some advantage being taken here. So insider trading, right? Let's just backtrack here a little bit. If you were to look at insider trading for what it is, it's taking advantage of information that is not otherwise made public to the general consensus of people, right? To retail investors, to other people who have to wait for that fundamental news to come out. What these insiders will do, right? They release that. Politicians such as Congress, such as Nancy Pelosi, such as other names will use that, get into a stock, get out later, and they made more money than the average person would have. So I want to make a comparison for you because it's illegal, right? Insider trading is illegal. If you were in your house and all of a sudden Nancy Pelosi comes knocking on your door, she says, hey, John Smith, right? John, you really fucked up. You left your door unlocked. Now I'm going to rob you. And she takes all your belongings. She takes your TV. She takes your couch. She takes your Moby Huge. She takes your cat, right? She sells all this stuff. She makes a good profit. Well, if she gets caught, you just have to assume she's going to face some legal repercussions, perhaps jail time, perhaps some fines, most likely some jail time, right? Maybe at this point she's worth a lot of money, so she could buy her way out, I'm sure. But nonetheless, you get my point. If she were to do that, you're sitting in a spot where you know she will face legal ramifications. Now, let's make a comparison to the stock market because this is the truth of the matter. The stock market and Wall Street is you versus everybody else. And what you're trying to do is beat either A, the S&P 500 if you're not going to touch index funds or any other ETFs, right? You're trying to beat index funds if you're not putting your money in those, or you're trying to beat your everyday other people, right? Such as Nancy Pelosi, such as Joe Schmo that lives next to you on your street, such as X, such as Y, because whenever you win, that means somebody else was on the wrong side of that trade. They made that transaction possible. Sometimes it's a market maker, sometimes it's Joe Schmo, but as we all know, the stock market has historically been a transferring of wealth from the 99% to the 1%. It's a huge reason why you see this retail revolution that's taken place over the last year, right? If she is winning these insider trades, it means she's stealing from you. Stealing. Say that. Say it out loud, because that is exactly what it is. She's taking an unfair advantage, information that is not otherwise made public to everybody else to beat you. It's fucked up. It's absolutely illegal. It'd be like if your boss decided to give the side chick that sucks his wiener at the end of the night the promotion instead of you. It's a conflict of interest. You shouldn't be in that situation in the first place where you're allowed to have your judgment clouded, because human condition is very simple, right? We've seen that there are nefarious things and people can be easily swayed, and money talks. And these politicians have talked with money and gotten away with it from a legal perspective for a very long time, right? Well, now you've got mainstream media talking about this. You've got a bunch of politicians who are coming out. They're discussing their stance on insider trading, on whether or not it's right or wrong. Nancy Pelosi is very infamously touted that she believes it's a free market and everybody should trade as they'd please. But it's very apparent that retail, the little guy, kind of has these guys by the balls right now. It's a very hot topic. Unusual Whale's tweet, viral, went on Joe Rogan's podcast, right? Discussed on Joe Rogan's podcast. This is really a big deal, and I think something that people should be very proud of. And it could be a step in the right direction towards getting change in our markets the way that we really want to see things change. And I'll wrap it up with this, right? We can talk all day long about wanting X stock to go up or Y stock to go up, but I think you view the equation wrong, right? It's not this stock goes up and that equals market change, but it seems pretty probable that market change could equal other stocks go up. You take care of problems like insider trading, you have more money that is kept in retail pockets. It's the butterfly effect, right? You stop conflict of interest. That's more money kept in retail pockets. There's less nefarious acts that are taken on certain securities such as AMC and GameStop and all the other heavily shorted stocks that exist in the stock market, right? You get rid of settlement time problems, more transparency, right? These are all things that collectively will make the system more operatable, more competitive, and more fair, right? And that's all that I think people are asking for at the end of the day. So this is nice. This is a good step in the right direction. This does get me pretty excited. And from me and Limp Dong over here, I hope you all have a good one. Appreciate you. Much love, like taps. Peace.